Hi friends, Jeff here with RV Optimizer. And if you've ever wondered how Airstream builds their Interstate and Atlas touring coaches, but haven't had a chance to get out to Jackson Center, Ohio to tour the plant, well, you're in luck. I found this great video that Airstream put out with the full intent of doing just that, is showing people their cool facility they have and how they manufacture these RVs. If you haven't subscribed to my channel already, I would greatly appreciate it. And if you have, I really want to thank you. I'm going to turn it over to Dan from Airstream to show us how these two RVs are produced and manufactured.
Hello and welcome to Jackson Center, Ohio. My name is Dan and I'm Airstream's official tour guide. And I'm excited to take you on an in-depth tour of our Atlas and Interstate motor coach facility. This 275,000 square foot facility was originally built in 1971 and for almost 50 years housed our iconic travel trailer production line. In 2020, we were able to move our travel trailer production down the road to a newer, larger facility. And that opened up this facility to build out our Mercedes-Benz touring coach line. These lines used to be across the street at much smaller buildings that were originally purchased by Wally Byam in the early 1950s. Coming into this larger facility gave us the opportunity to focus more on handmade craftsmanship, quality initiatives, and gave us more space for storage. Now we got a lot to show you, so let's get going. Production for both the Atlas and Interstate begins in the pre-production chassis preparation area, where Sprinter van chassis shipped directly from Mercedes-Benz are brought inside and prepped for production. These chassis come in different configurations depending on the model, but in general, they're already outfitted with the mechanical systems under the hood and a fully loaded cockpit area. Atlas chassis begin with just a cockpit area and a cutaway chassis, while Interstate arrives on the Mercedes-Benz chassis with a van body. Regardless of the chassis configuration, the front bucket seats are removed and taken to our upholstery department. And then both types of chassis are lifted so associates can begin work on the undercarriage. Atlas vans are installed with air ride suspension and other exterior and underbody components. The supplied non-opening windows on Interstate chassis are removed and replaced with automotive quality windows that open and close. Holes are cut for external hookup ports and additional extrusions are added to the exterior for a unique automotive style. Finally, rims are removed and replaced by custom rims. Underneath, holding tanks, generators, and optional features like the E1 package components are installed. While furniture, cabinetry, walls, and the rooftops are being assembled elsewhere in the plant, the Atlas chassis are moved from their initial prep station to where the production line starts in earnest. Here, the Atlas chassis are equipped with steel outriggers that extend the width of the chassis to form the foundational structure of the Atlas living area. Wiring harnesses and initial plumbing lines are run through the chassis body, while holding tanks, generators, and the batteries are connected to the outriggers and frame. Next, the completed flooring is attached to the outriggers, and the plumbing lines and electrical lines are pulled up through the pre-made access holes in the flooring. On top of the Atlas cockpit, a steel frame is built to form the internal structure of the front cowling, which will eventually be attached to the roof when it's installed. As each Atlas makes its way up the line, more and more components are installed, and the interior begins to take shape. The pre-assembled cabinetry from the wood shop is secured to the flooring and the frame, while the interior comfort components like the furnace and water heater are installed and attached to the plumbing and vent lines that run through the channels in the floor. At the rear of the Atlas body, the spacious three-piece bath begins to come together with the installation of the shower base, the cabinetry, and the sink. While Atlas is built on the same Mercedes-Benz Sprinter van chassis as the Interstate, we like to think of it as a Class B+, with its wide body and spacious living area. Instead of building inside the standard walls and rooftop of the Sprinter van, we undertake additional work manufacturing the walls and ceiling. As the interior continues to build out, custom laminated walls are lifted by hydraulic crane and attached to the steel outriggers that form the body of the living area. While nearby, the roof is built out with all the necessary equipment, like the air conditioner, skylights, fans, vents, solar panels, and the pre-wired Airstream connected components. After the rooftop components are completely installed, the roof is hoisted so it can be connected to the walls via more than 100 rivets. A molded fiberglass piece is then installed to ensure there is a watertight overlap over the sides before it's riveted to the rooftop structure. The fiberglass trim and rear are finished with custom molded extrusions. Finally, the seams are taped in preparation for painting further down the line. The final piece of the Atlas in-house production process involves installing the remaining furniture and building the Murphy Suite slide-out in-house. The only Airstream product currently offered with a slide-out, the Murphy Suite in Atlas allows for an expansive interior and improves the functionality and comfort of the 24-foot floor plan. The couch is upholstered in high-end ultra leather, and the Murphy bed has a premium mattress and bed system that folds out when the slide-out is extended. After the slide-out is installed, the electrical systems go through an initial quality control check to ensure the systems are operating correctly. Then the Atlas is driven out the door and travels 20 minutes up Interstate 75 to Wapakoneta, Ohio, where it undergoes an extensive paint and bodywork process. Fiberglass work removes seams and adds automotive styling, and 15 coats of cut and buff paint and finish are applied to the exterior. Once complete, the paint is inspected for quality before the van is brought back to Airstream for its final finishing work and quality inspection. Upon its return to Airstream, the unit goes for its water check to ensure it's watertight. Then it begins its final quality inspections where inspectors test every switch, control panel, component, and system to ensure everything is working properly. They record the results on tablets that provide a wealth of data to our quality control teams, which in turn helps improve quality on future units down the line. Once a unit passes inspection, it's sent to one of our dealers for a customer pickup. While prep work begins on each motorized unit, associates get to work building interior components, walls, and rooftops. This work is done in the central area of the plant, a sort of factory within the factory. These production lines feed outwards to the Atlas and Interstate lines that run in parallel from one end of the building to the other. Atlas and 24-foot Interstate units are equipped with a multi-layered laminated floor structure. Block foam insulation and plywood pieces are cut to size and glue is applied before the flooring is sandwiched under pressure and pressed for 1 hour. Because it's smaller and has tighter weight restrictions, the 19-foot Interstate 19 is equipped with a more lightweight piece of composite flooring. The Atlas roof and walls are built in the same station as well, with the same state-of-the-art glue and lamination process. Nearby, the standard bucket seats that arrive in the Mercedes-Benz chassis are deconstructed and reupholstered. Each piece of the seat is reupholstered with ultra leather, one of the softest, most durable, and easiest to clean materials available on the RV market. Once they're reassembled, each seat is sent back over to the production line, where they'll be installed back into the van as it comes down the line. The final piece of this factory within a factory central production area is the Interstate Wood Shop, where our skilled woodworkers handcraft every cabinet, wardrobe, and piece of furniture that goes into the coach. The process begins on a high-precision CNC router which cuts out the pieces needed to construct the cabinets and furniture. The pieces are individually tagged with barcodes and loaded onto a blue cart, which can be moved to various stations for additional work. Exterior-facing pieces are run through a precision edge banding machine which applies a soft strip along the edges for additional comfort, quality, and style. Then the pieces are rolled over to the assembly area, where our team fits them together with screws and dowels which are made in-house. This method of construction ensures greater strength and durability than the staples which are used across the RV industry and furniture construction. And by tracking the individual pieces with barcodes, we can ensure greater quality throughout the process. On the north side of the touring coach facility, our Interstate Production line runs parallel to the Atlas line. Whereas Atlas receives a great deal of custom work building out the walls and rooftop, the Interstate line is built inside the pre-assembled Mercedes-Benz Sprinter van shell. But the process of outfitting these top-of-the-line RVs with Airstream craftsmanship and all the comforts of home is no less detailed. After the Interstate vans complete their pre-production work installing undercarriage components and new windows, the vans go through an initial water check to ensure all windows, cutouts, and door seals are watertight. After the first water check, the vans make their way to the beginning of the production line, where initial electrical wiring is laid and sound deadening materials are installed around the wheel wells and under the floor, before a pre-cut piece of luxury vinyl flooring is laid down and affixed to the floor. The second stop on the production line is stationed under a raised mezzanine where our associates work to install rooftop components like air conditioners and solar panels. They also install a custom awning and mechanism, including the seismic sensors that automatically retract the awning when it detects high winds. Our 12-volt and 110-volt wiring harnesses are pre-assembled by a professional wiring supplier before they are shipped to Airstream, where they are installed and connected to control panels, switches, dimmers, and other electrical components. Once wiring is completed in the walls of the van, insulation is tucked into all open compartments to ensure sound deadening and temperature control. With electrical lines run throughout the body of the Interstate, associates get to work installing components such as furnaces, inverters, and converters. The Interstate vans move down the line to the plumbing station, where the shower is installed and plumbing, gas, and drain lines are laid in preset channels in the floor as well as in the undercarriage. While the Interstates make their way down the line, associates are hard at work in the wood shop building cabinetry and furniture. The assembled components meet up with their vehicle and are secured to the flooring and walls with screws and bolts. A little over halfway through the production process, the vans undergo a second water check to ensure there are no leaks before they make their way into the final finish. Here, 7,500 gallons of water are sprayed at the Interstates for an average of 30 minutes. In an effort to be more sustainable and environmentally friendly, Airstream recycles this water for reuse multiple times. After the second water check, each Interstate touring coach is outfitted with more upholstered trim on the interior and the lounge seats and bed are installed. The bucket seats that were removed for the ultra leather upholstery are reinstalled. Then the van moves to its final finish station, where last minute details like the screen door are completed before the RV is released for its quality control check. The interior is cleaned and inspectors go through extensive systems tests, checking to ensure everything is hooked up and working properly. Then it goes out on a road test before being cleared for a delivery to a waiting customer in Airstream's nationwide dealer network. Thank you so much for taking this in-depth tour with us and seeing how we build out our best-in-class Atlas and Interstate touring coaches.